Welcome back to Ultra Koi, and today we're going to be carrying on with what we started last week, getting on with the new build, the new grow on, getting the filter in situ, doing a bit of arranging, working out my decking's going to go, which I'm going to use old recycled pallets for, trying to make this one look a little bit nicer, a little more of a one that I could enjoy aesthetically and have a better view of the fish. It's going to, as I said before, it's going to be based on a sieve and a backy shower, and that is it in terms of filtration, and then with the heat pumping as well. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Last time we finished up with the bottom drain ready to go, so I'll show you it all in place. Right, so there we are, my first test dry run. And let me zoom out a bit, see more. So obviously this build, trying to do it as cheap as possible. Obviously I'm heating the water, insulation is key, so I've got all this insulation obviously that you've seen me use before in the tunnel, so now I'm trying to make sure that I keep as much of the heat in, so I'm insulating around everything around the pipework, underground, etc, etc, etc. So I just need to check how many levels go, and obviously this gives me a bit of ply in terms of the pressure the water will put down to push on. It also protects the bottom from any sharp stones that are digging out, because I've got really clay soil. Leveled it as best as I could, but these things are always difficult. So that's where we're at. Let me see if I can try and maneuver this ginormous tub in there, because it's blinking difficult to move. Alright, here we go. Zoom out again so you can actually see the whole thing. Try and give you an idea of scale. This is my hand and arm. This lens makes it look fisheye when you do this, but we're in. Now I've got to connect it all up. Get in there. So I've just jumped in just to show you how difficult this material is going to be to work with. I've got to fit the bottom drain to this, which I've never done before. This isn't your typical liner, so see it moves a lot. It's proving to be very difficult to work with, this material. And when I'm talking about material, I'm talking about the tub. Bottom drain's easy, standard, do it to a liner. If you do it to concrete, then it's easy, but this stuff is pre-formed. Obviously when you fill these up with water, the water forces the bottom down into its shape. But where they come out of the mould, and obviously they've been at temperature, etc., they pop and they move. So you can't. It's not easy to apply that even pressure with just your weight in there. So I'm going to try this as best as possible. I don't have the space. Obviously, the best way to do this would be to pick this out, tip it on its side, fit the bottom drain. I don't have the space to move it, to tip it up on its end, to fit the drain, and get to both sides of it. So this is the best I think I can do for now. So we're going to do this, and then hopefully I'll get it right. Let's crack on. That turned out to be one of the most difficult things I've ever done, working with this plastic. But hopefully we've done it. Now we've got to test it, see if it leaks. So get the weight on it, splay the bottom out, and then see if it leaks overnight. The dome is in. I can't lie, I got my 6-year-old to get in there and fit that for me. She did it a doddle. So yeah, it's in. Ignore all my CT1 messages. It's in, the airline is installed, so I'll show you how that's going to run. Obviously I can't get it all going yet because I am still building it. I've got to build a platform and get this over cover. So but yeah, it's in, it's done, the bottom drain is ready to go. Alright, so now I'm happy that we've got no leaks. It's time to plough on and sort the rest of this out. As you can see, I've dug out quite a lot more than I needed to. And I've got some funny stuff over here, so it gave me room to manoeuvre, and it all worked well. Got to get all this out, and then I can start working on building myself my platform for the filters, etc. So let's get on with it. Pick the hottest day to do this as well, so here we go. Right, so this is what I'm thinking, this is what I've been talking about. Just using the pallets to give myself like a really basic decking, and then I'll go over the top of these and make them stronger. So I've got like a viewing platform all the way around. I've also then started getting my height up. I'll show you around here. Can't walk in any really of this yet, but I'm just literally like a puzzle at the minute, working it out. All my pallets different sizes, not the sort of thing I could sit down and draw without measuring every single pallet, and then just not my bag. So I prefer to do things live in situ. That's how my brain works. So that, I don't think that pallet's strong enough. I don't like that one really, but you can see what I'm trying to achieve. Like there, for example, cutting that square off, mixing it in like a puzzle. Got to do some levelling, obviously. Obviously, speaking of levels, look at that for a level. But yeah, that hopefully will give me a good viewing platform. I'm a decent height then over these, which I'll much prefer. You see my bottom drain down there. And it'll just look a bit neater. As I said, I can then decide what I want to do with this, because the tunnel is the tunnel. It's growing on purely. This I haven't decided whether it's going to be growing on purely or it's going to house my bigger fish, or it's going to give me somewhere to take the ones that come out of those grow ons capacity wise, size wise, onto the next step. So a much lower stocking density, carry on ploughing them with Sansai and the onsai, etc, etc, etc. So yeah, right, anyway, let me get on. God, it's boiling. Right, I've had a rearrange. There we go. Pallets all nicely in, most levelled apart from this one I'm actually standing on. You see, it gives me a decent height over it. So now what I'm thinking about is my platform for me shower, my trickle filter, my backy, whichever I'm going to run it as. That's why on the tub I've got 3 of those tubs. Obviously the bottom one's got to be in line with the bottom of this, so I've got to build a platform to pop it on. So that's my bottom drain. I'll be going into the sieve and off into that. So now I'm just working out what wood I've actually got, what pallets I've got. I've got a great platform pallet for it. I've got some old fence posts, etc, which I'm just going to try and repurpose and use for this. I'm just trying to work out how I'm going to do it, but yeah, that is where we're up to, guys. So getting there, starting to see some progress. It'll be a nice decent height for me to be able to see from above better, because the one thing that drives you mad about them easy pods is where they're above the ground. A, you're wasting a lot of capacity and water, and 2, you can't see right directly down. I want to see directly down, so I think that's why in the ground ponds are better, because you get a better view of the fish. Yeah, anyway, enough waffle. Let me get on. Lovely day. Sun is beating. There we go, just finishing up my platform. How about that for a bit of DIY out of old wood hanging about, old fence post, old bits of wood that have been deliveries, pallets, etc. So yeah, just put in the last support and then I'll get it in situ. Get in there. Right, there we go, in situ. Pretty pleased with that. So that's now the table, the support for the shower. So that will be, see if I can grab this one out. These are pretty big. As the camera zoomed out as far as I can, so you can capture it all, but yeah, these are pretty big tubs. Now, for those of you who are sitting there going, but the bottom of that's not level, on purpose. I want, and you'll see this when I build the shower, I'm going to be running my heat pump out of the bottom of this, so I need a pump in there and I need to be able to collect water, take it out and put it through the pump. So, perfecto. Oh, happy with that. They come out really well. It's always nice, satisfying when you can recycle stuff like that as well. Bits of old wood, bits of old fence posts, stuff that I took out of the garden we moved in, I've just kept, and it's done the job. Oh, and the fence post I stole off my sister as well. All good. There we go, all 3 lined up. Check my sizes. It's going to be blooming huge. It's taller than my shed. Ah. So I'll have to work out how to cover the top of that from being exposed. Yeah, looking good. Right, so I positioned up the sieve. Now I've just got to decide which way around I'm doing it. I haven't decided yet. That way. So I've got a heat pump I need to put in this as well. And to be honest, I think that's about it for me for now. I just need to sit and work some bits out. I don't want to rush through it, etc. I've already brought the IBC back online, so I'm not in an absolute rush anymore. But yeah, I've got lots of working out to do, but starting to take shape. There you go, you can see the back end of the sieve. So bottom drain into that side, whether it's that way or that way, and then obviously the pump will sit between here up to the top of the shower, back in. I will then run the heat pump from the bottom one on a separate loop, probably adding this in this occasion, adding it as another return to the pond as well. So yeah, gonna have a sit and think about working out how I want to do it. It's access as ever, you know, as I said before, try and leave yourself as much access as you can. Again, I've gone with squeezing in as much as I possibly can, but I need to be able to get to the pump if things go wrong with the pump, etc. So yeah, I also was thinking about putting a sieve in the top of that, but that looks bloody high up. Plate number 4,482. Well, it feels like it anyway. Working through my piles that I've been collecting to make me decking. Anyway, there you go. Current fun job. We'll go through all of these, get all the nails out the back of them. So I broke the pallets down. Now I've got to get the nails out so I can use them. I've done 5, only 4 million more to go. This is the first batch. I don't know how many I'm going to need, but I'll just do it as I go along. Anyway, standing there talking about it ain't going to get it done. Oh, what a boring job. Right, that batch done. Pile looked a lot bigger when it was up there with all the nails in it, but there we go. It's taken me about an hour to do that many, so yeah, loads and loads of nails. I've got to clean them all up. Right, anyway, let's get on with the next bit. This is a fish channel, not a wood channel. So, just trying to work out which way I'm going to do this. I'm thinking that, shift it back as far as I can, straight out of the bottom drain, and then into these two. I want to use these two and not blank one off because of my OCD, no other reason, just want to do it. It just looks weird when you've only got one entry. Obviously it's designed to have 2 bottom drains feed into it, so which I did consider doing on this for a while, but it's just not enough. Yeah, you can see I've got a good even probably 3 foot either side for the drain pole. So, and then the other thing I'm thinking about is potentially putting the heat pump under there, but I don't know. I want it because I plan to enclose this again, greenhouse style, but I don't know. It's making everything accessible, which I said before. Leave yourself space. So by going in there, I am going to be cramming everything and making it quite difficult to do maintenance and change things or check leaks, etc. So just having a good old think at the minute, but yeah, getting there. Making progress. I'm still thinking about the sieve. Sitting there for a minute, so I decided just to get on with the wooden parts. I realised I haven't ordered one piece of pipe that I need, so a joint that I need, a T-piece, and I forgot to order it, so I can't actually get on with plumbing that anyway. So yeah, this is where I'm at. So yeah, it's looking good. Quite pleased with how that's coming out. Alright, better crack on. Right, so that's where I've got to. I've actually run out of screws, so I'm going to have to call it a day there. Go get some more. However, pretty pleased with how that's coming out. Second batch of wood's on the pallet, is uneven thicknesses, but it's what it is. It's second-hand wood. So yeah, it's coming on well. It's coming on well. So I've got the ability to walk and then come onto my viewing platform and then come here. I've started sorting out what I think I'm going to put the sieve here now. So I've started thinking about that. And then obviously that will leave me room to get to my backy, because I want to be able to get there, because I'm going to do something as a pre-filter on that as well. And then obviously I'll have space to mess about my heat pump if I want to. So yeah, actually guys, really pleased with progress there. Slow work, just obviously having to dismantle the pallets and all the rest of it, but yeah, we're getting there. Anyway, as I said, I'm going to leave it there. I've got to get some more materials in. So as ever guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please give us a thumb. It really does help support the channel. And if you aren't already, please do subscribe to not miss out on any of this build. And until next time, thanks for watching. Take care.